Attention, can I have your attention, please? This is a special Otter production. Off the Top Rope presents Fyter Fest. AEW's. Yeah, AEW's second slash third pay-per-view was on Saturday. Fyter Fest in co-production with CEO Gaming. They did it on their second night of the tournament. And overall, my thoughts before we get into it real big. Saiyan Sensei here.
Hello? Saiyan Sensei here.
Dr. Fumes as always.
Thank you for listening.
And he was there with me watching most of it. Had to leave a little. We had to leave before the last two matches, but he said he caught most of it, right?
Yep, I finished it. It was, let me just say it was a wiry of a time. That made sense. You got the fun.
Wiry?
I know. If that's even a saying. I just made that up right now.
I'm a little confused as to what
It's a wiry of a time. It was a wiry of a time. Fun. Play on words. It was barbed wire.
Bob Wire?
Barbed wire, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Barbed wire.
Oh!
Ah.
I'm slow. You have to forgive me, but in my defense, it took Saiyan Sensei here a really long time to get the Fyter Fest reference. The Fire Festival reference last night.
That is fair.
I try to. What's funny is like in the beginning, I was like trying to explain it to him, like, yeah, they're doing a play like on the Fire Festival with everything. They had like Blink-182 we're supposed to play. He's like, oh yeah. Then like an hour later, he's like, oh.
Oh, shit.
That was funny as hell. Yeah. So it was if no one else caught that, there was a parody on Ja Rule and that random dude's fire festival that they were supposed to do in the Bahamas or the Caribbean islands somewhere.
Where a very devoted man was willing to do anything to get water.
Yes.
I will not say anymore because I don't know the age range of this cast, but
yeah. So the buy-in. I guess that's what all their pre-shows are going to be called. They're going to keep the casino theme going. It was an hour long. It was free on YouTube. It's definitely still up there if you guys want to check that out at some point. It had 3 matches in there. That's pretty well booked for a pre-show, if you ask me. Because a lot of WWE pre-shows, I think, well, the last one for the pay-per-view, Stomping Grounds, only had 1 match in the hour. A lot of promos, and then I think I definitely talked about this. They had a promo in the middle of the match, even though they had promos the entire hour of the pre-show. I digress. Yeah. So the first match was a triple threat tag team match. It was the Best Friends versus SCU versus Private Party. They're a new tag team. I guess they were handpicked by the Young Bucks to represent. I guess just the Young Bucks. I don't think they really said anything past that. But Young Bucks definitely handpicked them to be in this match, I guess. The stipulation for this match was whichever team wins goes on to join a tag team tournament that they're gonna hold once the TV show starts for the belts. And listen, you guys, I'm not gonna have a lot to say about any of these matches in particular. As far as negativity goes, I'm just trying to express the storyline because just before I even get into these matches, most of these matches were amazing. This is just good wrestling. People being able to just be creative in the ring, just do whatever you want to do. But they were good at it. Like they were doing some crazy stuff, and it looked good. Like some of the stuff. I mean, it wasn't sloppy. There wasn't any serious, obvious, oh, that was botch. They were doing some crazy stuff in there that all looked pretty good. That match ended with the Best Friends winning. They pinned the Private Party. I don't remember what the name of their finisher was, but the match, like I said, it was a really good match. The storyline for that, after the match finished, everything went dark, and around the ring, a whole bunch of minions showed up again, like the last pay-per-view. And they actually named this tag team this time. They didn't come out, the tag team, not to the ring anyways. They're called the Dark Order. They were on the Jumbotron. They had a little promo about how they're coming for the next all these tag teams. It was very suggestive. Check it out if you don't understand what I'm trying to say. There were some very adult references in there mixed. There's a lot of adult stuff throughout the night. We'll get to that when we'll get to that though. Yeah, so it ended with the Dark Order. I don't know the names of the guys yet. It's the shirtless guy. I think he's in charge. And then there's the guy with the gimp mask that sits on the throne of bare-chested men. Very weird. You know, they have a very strong gimmick, and it's very well thought out. You can't miss it. It definitely catches your attention. That's for sure. And isn't that what you want in wrestling? You want to catch the attention of the audience. I've been talking about the Dark Order for a while though. Nothing actually happened with that. The lights turned out again. The Dark Order minions left. And that was the end of that segment. The next thing they had was a backstage promo where, like the Young Bucks, Kenny, they were in the background just trying to deal with this disaster from the storyline. And I like this storyline for the pay-per-view. All In didn't really have a storyline as much. I guess the storyline was just they're coming out. They're coming out. They want the world to know that wrestling is real true. Woo! Anyways, yeah, but it was pretty funny. Those guys are all pretty funny. I can't wait till they get like better at it. Just this camera work stuff, the promos. I see some talent there. That's for sure. That WWE would have stifled. Stifled? It would have stifled. After that, we had a weird promo amongst the two librarians again. And I guess they said that Leva Bates, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but Leva Bates was handpicked by the Young Bucks, and that's the female librarian wrestler. And Peter Avalon, handpicked by Kenny Omega, the male wrestler librarian. They got 2 wrestling librarians. Yes, a big market that I feel like WWE is missing out on. The librarian market. Because there's a lot of quiet librarians that are just in the back of their desks watching wrestling on their cell phones when they're supposed to be working. But, I mean, really, they're probably not working too hard because last time I went to the library, everyone was just on computers. That's where the majority of people were. They weren't reading books. There's people that don't have computers at home were surfing the internet in the library. Surf some weird shit too. Oh man. If you want to see the weirdest internet searches you've ever seen, go to a library and then just do a quick 360 around the computer section and you will see some interesting things. I guarantee you that. Let's get off the subject of libraries though, because then we actually had a match after another off. And it was the first ever women's singles match in AEW between Leva Bates, the female librarian, and a female wrestler by the name of Allie. First time I've ever seen her, ever, definitely in action. First time I've seen Leva Bates in action. And the storyline for this match was Peter Avalon, I think, has a crush on Leva Bates, or is definitely infatuated with her, or maybe just like fellow librarian, he feels a companionship. And so throughout the whole match with Leva Bates and Allie, Peter Avalon was trying to distract Allie. At one point, he sweeped her leg, made her trip a little bit, which didn't actually even help Leva Bates. And at the end, he tried to distract her with a book, assuming that everyone loves books just as much as Leva Bates and himself do, just because the librarian wrote doesn't mean everyone loves books that much. And obviously it didn't work. Leva Bates was like, no, please leave me alone. And Allie ended up getting her with a super kick. I don't remember what the name of it is. I think that was her finisher for sure. And got the 1-2-3. Leva Bates. Allie goes down in the AEW record books as having the first singles match in AEW women's division. 1-0. Leva Bates 0-1. Keep going. Then they had another backstage promo. Well, let me rewind it. The librarian, in all honesty, gimmick. It's a little curious that there's seems to be so many librarian wrestlers, but we'll see where this storyline goes because they actually are building something there. Some library rivalry. Maybe they work in. I mean, how many libraries can AEW possibly have? They have to work in the same department, you know. Maybe she works in the kids department. He works in, like, I don't know, young men. He looks kind of creepy. Anyways, then they had another backstage promo. Kenny Omega dealing with a disaster behind the scenes. Then it was a hardcore match between Michael Nakazawa and Alex Bailey. You okay?
No, he's good. We have about 45 minutes. He has snacks. He has cartoons. He has apple juice.
You want to throw one for one? So, yeah, and Stan Sensei was present for that last match. The same stuff.
No, I'm just curious. Like, where is he from?
I know, right?
I've never heard of this place.
Stan Sensei here saw the last match, and he saw the rest of these matches going forward. Oh, this is from. I haven't been to that place yet. Not that we're around that area.
I didn't say the state.
How many East Hamptons could there be?
A lot in New England, I assume.
There's only 3 Hollyoaks in America.
Well, that just narrows it down, doesn't it?
Anyways. Yeah. So this was between Michael Nakazawa and Alex Bailey, the organizer of CEO. For those who don't know, CEO is like most likely the second biggest fighting gaming tournament after Evolution, which has been on ESPN. I think ESPN 2 to be specific, but semantics. Yeah, this is like the second largest gaming tournament after Evolution. What was I talking about? Yeah, it was Alex Bailey. So he runs CEO. And he was in a match. I wasn't sure if he was a wrestler or not. He definitely isn't a wrestler.
Definitely not.
But I'll be honest, it wasn't a boring match. I've seen worse matches with non-wrestlers against wrestlers. Let's say this to tell you, there were some pretty good spots. He took a bump through a table to the outside on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That was painful.
It was definitely entertaining. It was entertaining for sure.
It was what helped out too was he had like 3 of his boys like out on the curtain and they were going crazy. The whole match made it entertaining.
Gotta hype him up.
They passed him like a fight stick to use in the match. He did a slam onto Nakazawa. Bailey did onto Nakazawa onto a whole bunch of arcade buttons. That was really painful. And yeah. They didn't go into his skin. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. And another match that may or may not have happened in the AEW record books. After that, oh wait. The commentary throughout this whole thing was on point, though, making fun of Alex Jabali and video games in general. Not really video games in general. That was another promo, but the commentators they were having a fun time with it. And that's gotta be cool, though, just hosting, because CEOs ran like a wrestling tournament. I think I've said it before. And I'm pretty sure the main tournament that's being held today is probably going to be held inside that wrestling arena. And pretty sure it ended with, Michael Nakazawa rolled up Jabali, and after teasing him with his thong a few times, he took it out earlier in the night. He was wearing it. He definitely was wearing it. He put it on his arm and hand and was trying to get him with it. Accidentally got the ref. Poor ref.
The hit you take for the job.
And but he rolled Jabali up and got him with the mandible claw or thong across the face. Was it? I think it was just on his face. I don't think it was in his mouth.
It was on his face, yeah. The mandible thong.
It was gross either way. Yep. So Michael Nakazawa wins. And that was the end of the pre-show.
Very entertaining match.
It was definitely a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be.
It was funny. The CEO dude, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Good for him. He tried.
You know what? Like,
A for effort.
If I ran a tournament and if I was a wrestling fan, I would put myself in a match.
Yeah, he did.
You know?
He did exactly that.
I would put myself in a match.
Very, very. It's a rewatchable.
The commentary. I said it earlier. They were on point.
Yeah, they made it even better.
They were making fun of it pretty good. And like they. Yeah, it was funny. So then we had the Fyter Fest proper start. It started with they did a John Moxley promo, then they did the promo from the beginning of promoting the Fyter Fest. It was all pretty good. First match of the night. Oh no, I think I missed a match.
Did you? The two-girl one? Did you talk about that one? With the
No. I didn't miss any. I just didn't really talk about it that much because
the triple threat?
Yeah, the triple threat tag team match in the beginning. That was one you didn't see. But I definitely talked about it.
I did see that.
No, you didn't see that.
Two Japanese girls and the big Spanish girl?
No, that was a different triple threat match.
Oh. So many triple threats nowadays.
The reason why they do that is I guess it's better on the wrestlers. So instead of just two wrestlers taking every single bump, it like
evens it up.
Yeah, it distributes the bumps.
It's math
between the wrestlers. So that's cool. The theory behind it.
That makes sense. Good for them. They found a little loophole.
Exactly. So then, the first match of the night was Christopher Daniels versus Kima. Christopher Daniels' partners, SCU, had the tag team triple threat match early in the night between Best Friends and Private Party that they lost. The Best Friends. And at what was the last? All Out. No, what was it? All In. At All In pay-per-view, it was this is like a kind of a rivalry that they're building. The story of this match between SCU and I think they're called, what were they called? The Strong Hearts? Iron Hearts? I think they're called Strong. The Japanese guys, or as JR called them, the Orients.
Oh, I don't think they were a team, were they?
You only saw one of them because it was a singles match. But there's three of them. But I think they were called the Strong Hearts. They kept saying he's the leader of the Strong Hearts.
Oh yes.
I think that's what they were called. JR called them Orients.
JR was fucking hilarious.
So Yeah, so this is a good time to talk about JR. I told Saiyan Sensei about this the last pay-per-view. He didn't really watch the whole thing like he did this one. And I was trying to, like, he was happy, I was happy JR was there too, but I kept telling him, like, something's different about JR. Something, like, there's something wrong, there's something up with him. And he got to witness it firsthand now.
Hilarious.
And, yeah, it's just kind of like JR is just getting old and he just doesn't care what he says anymore. He was saying some funny stuff on the microphone. He was talking about soup and chicken bones and I think I took some notes down. Some of the other weird shit he said, but that match ended with so the rivalry right now is actually 1-1 because SCU beat the Strong Hearts last time, but this match ended with Kima of the Strong Hearts beating Christopher Daniels. So now that rivalry will continue going forward to the next pay-per-view maybe. We'll see. That match was pretty good. All these matches were pretty good, like I said.
No, it was like a 7 out of 7.
That was like a good like.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not gonna try and rate all these matches 7 out of 7.
No, I'm talking about the whole pay-per-view.
Oh, the pay-per-view in general?
Like, usually I'm kind of in and out of the WWE fucking pay-per-views. This one was very engaging.
I think I'd rate it like compared to WWE pay-per-views, it'd definitely be like 7 out of 7.
Yeah.
But like compared to their last one, it wasn't as good. This one was. I mean, it wasn't trying to be as good as the last one, to be honest. But I'll just being honest, it wasn't as good as the All In. It was still really. It was like I said, it was still better than most WWE pay-per-views. Next match was the women's triple threat match between Rio, tiny Orient girl. Where's JR? Alright, you didn't say that. So we had Rio, tiny woman, and Yuka Sakazaki. I'm gonna mess that up. The commentary was really good at not messing that up.
A for him.
Yeah.
No, in fact, I haven't talked about it yet, but those both guys need a fucking award for fucking balancing out JR's.
Yeah. Excalibur and I don't remember the other guy.
Excalibur stopped talking for a while.
No, it was the other guy that stopped talking, wasn't it?
Which one's the dude with the mask?
Excalibur.
He stopped talking for a while.
He was just like looking at you.
Excuse me.
And you're right. And the other dude kept trying to like
Bounce off him.
kept trying to like bring the subject back to wrestling.
That's what happens if you go to your daddy's shed to play with his gun. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Some crazy.
He said something was like, "What do you say to that?" I remember like telling you specifically, like, "How do you even respond to that?" And the dude just like completely changed the subject. Like, anyways, back to this match.
And there you go, figure 4 lock. He's like, oh, alright. JR's off his
meds again.
Off his meds.
Yeah, so there's 2 tiny Asian women versus Nyla Rose, a very large woman.
He's probably only like 5'8".
No, she was at least 6 feet.
What's her name?
Nyla Rose. If I'd say she's probably like, yeah, maybe like 5'9", 5'10".
It's just literally tiny Asian women or Japanese women. You couldn't tell by their names.
And yeah, so Rio and Yuka Sakazaki, they were actually in a match against each other at All In 2. It was the 3-on-3 women's match, showcasing the Japanese women's wrestling style. There's a I don't know the specific word for it, but there's always a Japanese word for everything. Japanese people are really good at making up words for everything. There's a Japanese word for women that looks beautiful, walking away only, but not walking toward you. Just one single word sums that whole thing up. And everyone knows what I think they know what I mean when I say that. Not just women, it could be for guys too.
Nyla Rose is 5'7".
That's so funny. That makes sense because they had bless you guys. They had Austin Kong in the last pay-per-view, and she actually was bigger than Nyla Rose. Yeah, 5'7". I was way off by 5 inches. definitely solid though. That's for sure. Uh, so that match, it was more or less Rio and Yuka versus Nyla Rose the whole. It was like a handicap match, but Nyla Rose was taking it to them both the whole time. That's what I like to see, like the powerhouse doing some powerhouse stuff, right?
Yes.
The powerhouse is doing some powerhouse stuff. That's what you like to see when it's like a powerhouse versus two little dudes.
Yeah, I want to see clotheslines. I want to see the clothesline and the person does the fucking the backflip.
Did he? Sensei didn't get his clothesline this match,
No, unfortunately not.
but there was a dope spot where I think it was Rio that jumped off the ropes first, and Nyla caught her, and then Yuka jumped off the ropes too, and then she caught her too while still holding Rio.
Then again, this was like another match that caught me off guard.
It was good.
Maybe it's because I'm not knowing these wrestlers, and it's like I expect nothing. So when they do crazy shit, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
I think it's like you don't know like you said, you don't know the wrestlers, so you don't really expect much from like unknown people, and you're used to WWE style where like people low card, mid carders, people that you don't know
suck.
Aren't allowed to do anything good.
That's true. That's a good one.
They're not allowed to do anything good or anything like that. Whereas like I feel like they tell these people like before they go out, just have the best match you can have. Like don't worry about like anyone else. Just like well, not so much. Don't worry about anyone else. Like if you whatever you see the last people do, just try to have a better match than them. Like whereas WWE, it's known that Vince McMahon will tell good wrestlers to ease it up and not have a great match to not outshine other wrestlers that are supposed to be in the main event.
Yeah, but it's not about WWE. Cannot, this is not their
It's
match.
hard to not compare because Cody Rhodes keeps making the comparisons pretty obvious.
Oh, Cody. I wonder how he's doing now.
We'll get to him later in a little bit. This was a pretty short pay-per-view overall.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that match ended with actually Rio won. She rolled up Nia Jax in a upset.
Yeah.
Near the after a slobber knocker.
And I like what the commenter said. He said, fucking Neil Rose is gonna sit back there and fucking reflect on what she done wrong and how she could have won this match plenty of times. I'm like, facts.
Right, because like they kept saying like she has this match won, but she's just showboating. She's just walking around. Yeah, like you said.
Hilarious.
The commentary was on it. WWE, like I said, it's hard to not make references. I feel like a lot of the commentary misses out on some of the stuff that they could talk about.
Yeah.
But these commentary were on point. Like there was another match where he was like, "That was just a dick move," and it really was.
What match was that?
That was the Cody Rhodes. No, that was the Jungle Boy, Adam
match,
Page match, Fatal 4-Way.
Did you talk about the knee to the back of the face of that poor little tiny woman?
No. You can say it.
She brought down the hammer of wherever the hell she's from. I read on Wikipedia she's Native American, so.
From Washington, D.C. So after that match, though, the storyline was Nyla Rose was obviously pissed off that she lost. She attacked Rio from behind and went to slam her. And Yuka saved Rio as like just a show of solidarity because it was a really good match.
Yeah.
And Rio pushed her away and walked off, pissed off, and
no new friends.
Yuka was very sad.
This is the women's division.
That's what you want. You want to see rivalries build. You don't want to only
especially at first. It's like, no, man. Fuck
you don't only want to see just like this good sportsmanship. Not in wrestling. Not all the time, anyway.
People could not get along, and it could be okay. We all don't have to like everything.
That sad face was very sad, though.
Hilarious.
They called it out. Like JR said, there's no friends, and everyone's going for the belt.
Friends don't friends. You don't open his mouth when you talk to Tom.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Look at my hat.
Okay. And then we had probably one of the sleeper nominations for best match of the night. The Fatal 4-Way between Jungle Boy with Luchasaurus, the Arlo and what's Spot? Arlo and Spot from the Good Dinosaur.
God damn it, what's his name?
It's Spot, right? Or Spike?
Spike.
Spike. So they had them two come out together. Adam Page, Jimmy Havoc, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he had a promo before this, and I think he won over a new fan here in Satan Sensei.
Yes. I like douchebags. They're pretty funny to me. So one of my favorite animated characters is the douche from Sausage Party. He's hilarious. Played by Nick Kroll.
Yes.
Oh,
douche, bro.
A lot of famous douches. But yeah, he was funny. He was a good heel. You know, Fumes called it. He had a good fucking stage presence with the audience. He talked shit to the audience. The audience engaged them.
Yeah.
It was good.
Making fun of video games and like some typical like video game
jock shit.
Like, but it always lands well. Especially when there's a few people in the audience that were taking it very personally.
It was hilarious.
They were taking it clearly very personally. They weren't laughing at all.
This was an entertaining show. All like the camera guys were off, so everybody the shots, the fucking the camera takes, everything was just great about the show. It was an entertaining fucking.
There was one guy in the background, that was like in the camera shot background that he was saying something that kept pointing him out, and just how mad he was getting throughout this whole thing.
His face was.
And then at one point they cut to this one random dude that was just not having any of it.
Yeah. Hey man, we'll see.
That's good heel stuff though.
How his bank account looks later.
Definitely getting booed
when they hack him.
Yeah. When they dox him online. This was another really good match. The only reason why I wouldn't put this one as match of the night is because it's kind of obvious who was going to win.
Yeah, it was a setup. Yeah.
Like, this was a match to make Adam Page look good.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward against Chris Jericho at All Out. I think it's going to be at All Out.
Yeah, he didn't really stand out that much to me in the match either, to be honest with you.
I think it's because you were just... Jungle Boy had a couple cool...
No, there was a lot of cool other guys, a lot more cooler than the Page.
They had... it looked like they would have there was a better rivalry between Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Jimmy Havoc building that could be built up there, but it sounded like they were going to push Adam Page versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman more, just because they're more like bigger, I feel like.
Bigger guys.
More popular. Although it does seem like they're trying to make Jimmy Havoc a well-known wrestler. What do we have next? Oh well, we gotta talk about the finish, don't we? It ended with Adam Page getting the Deadeye, I think it's called, onto Jimmy Havoc, pinning him for the 1-2-3. Like I said, you knew he was going to win this match. They're not going to make him look bad. He needs to go against Chris Jericho, and they need to make that match seem like it's going to be good. Then we had an interesting match between Cody Rhodes and someone, again, I've never heard of before, goes by the name of Darby Allin. And the promo leading up to this pay-per-view, they kept showing this kid falling off of a roof on a skateboard. I didn't know who that was. Evidently, it was Darby Allin. I thought it was Joey Janela, but it wasn't. So, yeah, but I guess he was a professional skateboarder. Now he's trying to be a professional wrestler. Good for him. He's a smaller guy, 173 pounds. Not tiny. His legs were tiny. Maybe it was just the outfit he was wearing, man. Those tights were weird. It was like on the top, they looked like they were trying to be ripped jeans, and then it was just black tights on the bottom, but it was all one tight, like one pair of tights. You know what I'm saying? It was a little unusual looking. It was a good match. Like I said, another All these matches were really good, but this was another good match. There was two big stories for this match. One was just that Cody couldn't put Darby away, and I like that he came out with the body bag, and it had 1-1. So I like that they're still pushing the fact that records are going to matter.
Yeah.
And what I want to know is if they're just going to have like win-loss records, or if they're going to separate it between like singles win-loss records, tag team match win-loss records, triple threat, fatal four-ways. Like they're going to count them separately.
That's a good question.
Because like sports are all about stats. Every single stat that you could count, they count them.
Would it matter though? Like what are you saying? Like would a win in a hardcore match be like 3 numbers?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter so much if it's it doesn't so much if it's it doesn't so much matter if it's a hardcore match, more if it's a singles match. Because like if it's a singles match, that's you either win or you lose. But if it's a triple threat match, then
you still lose.
But like you might not lose, you won't get pinned.
But it's still a loss. You didn't win.
But it's not a singles match. Like is it like if you lose your title because you didn't get pinned? Is that like they always?
I feel like that's more of like if it's like a title match, then the rules probably should be different. But like a regular triple threat, if you don't pin the guy, you technically lost.
There's like I'm saying the odds of you, the odds of you winning, are just lower. The more people are in the ring.
Yeah.
So they count them separately?
No.
Just because the matches are harder?
Everyone has an equal opportunity to win.
No, they don't.
Okay. If it wasn't story driven, then everyone has the opportunity to win. So if you lose, that's still on you to lose. I guess I don't know. We'll see.
I just feel like it would be more realistic too, just to count all the statistics. The more statistics,
the better.
That's less like how just like baseball, football do it.
Mm-hmm.
They just like basketball, triple doubles, fucking
whatever,
RBIs and home runs. They count everything.
Picking goes.
I know I'm mixing a few different sports together there. Doesn't matter.
Running yards.
Receptions. Anyway, Cody just couldn't put this kid away. That was like the story. It was a 20-minute match, and it ended with the pinfall being timed perfectly to where the 2 count ended.
Shout out to the ref.
At the 0. Right, shout out to everyone involved. Because they did time that perfectly. I kind of had a feeling that's what was going to happen once we got closer to the end. This kid keeps playing back. The commentary kept saying, he just won't go. Can't we put away?
He's like a bug. He's like a fly.
Yeah, he's like an insect. He's vermin. He just, every time you put pesticide, he keeps coming back.
Have you talked about the shorts yet?
Yeah, I did.
Disgusting. Disgusting, that's all I have to say. Let me see this. Thank you.
I did talk about the shorts, though.
Gross.
Yeah. But it ended with, Cody Rhodes put him in the body bag at one point. Couldn't put him away.
He kind of climbed in the body bag.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'll just
it's safe in here. He's like, you want to go in there? You stay in there.
It just feels like home. But, I mean, if you remember, he did lose all hope in humanity in the world at the age of 5.
Yeah, that's... carry that on at age 6.
Just to keep going.
Right, live a life.
And moving forward.
There's only one way it would end.
I really want to know whose house he skateboarded off of.
Professional wrestling.
If at the age of 5 he lost all hope in humanity, but I mean he still knew someone that would let him skate off their house.
Yeah, I guess when you're just living with no humanity, do what the fuck you want. Excuse my language, kiddos. You do whatever you want.
Yep. Self-censorship. I don't approve, but I guess saying sensei.
What? What? Are you just changing your tune of your horn? What?
Fuck. We'll censor all that later. Yeah, so then after the match, so it ended up in a no contest. So Cody's record is 1-0-1. Darby Allin's record is 0-1-1 in AEW. That's the record. So
yeah.
1 win, 1 loss. No losses, 1 draw.
Let me give my opinion real quick on Sir fucking booty shorts.
He wasn't wearing booty shorts though.
It was booty shorts.
It was. If you noticed, it was just all one pair of tights.
That's just a weird design. It's a booty short.
It was a weird design.
And your booty short design leggings. All right. He was a good wrestler. He jumped high. He was a little acrobatic. Not really good in the wrestling moves yet. Moves weren't really too good yet.
No, I know what you mean.
His character was okay despite the shorts.
They were still pushing him, but Cody Rhodes obviously didn't want to lose. Didn't want to push him so much that he didn't want to lose to him.
Right.
But he's trying to push this guy in AEW. We'll see. I don't know. There's some wrestlers that some of the promotions pick that I just don't like him. Randy Orton, I don't like him.
That's another debate. I like Randy.
The bro guy from NXT.
Yeah, he's kind of gross.
I don't like him. That wrestles barefoot.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's the most scariest thing in wrestling to me. Imagine your toe peeled back.
Yeah, we'll get to something that happens a little later. If you want to talk about that.
Toes?
Mm-hmm. So Shawn Spears comes out and attacked Cody from behind with a steel chair shot, something that you don't see in WWE anymore.
Super crazy.
And Cody started bleeding out. I just want to point out that Shawn Spears hit Cody on the left side of his head, and he was bleeding from the right side of his head.
Fumes believe it was he cut himself. I don't really believe so.
I think he cut himself. I think he was just trying to show his brother that he can bleed out in the middle of the ring too.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's how you bleed out, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You get the thing?
What thing?
The metal thing? The Allen wrench?
But JR had one of the best lines in the whole promotion. He said, "Why do we even bring these things? Why do we even have folding chairs?"
Yeah. Why do we even bring these steel chairs?
It's like, this should never happen. Why do we even bring folding chairs? And that just was a little bit of JR's truthfulness to the old man. It's a different time, man. JR's from a different time.
He was around the Attitude Era.
Yeah, man.
When steel chairs were the norm. When The Rock, he commentated when The Rock gave Mick Foley fucking 20 steel chair shots to the head in a row. So.
Yeah, been there.
Then we had the official main event of the night, quote unquote, between the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, aka the Elite, versus the Lucha Bros and the Laredo Kid. And did you see the intro to this?
Yes, I did.
It was amazing.
It was awesome as fuck.
The Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid had their regular intro, and their regular intro is pretty dope as always. Luchador wrestling is very flashy, and I love it for that.
Very beautiful.
The costumes, the pomp and pageantry is amazing.
Superheroes, man.
Not to be outdone though, the Young Bucks came in with the old school 16-bit theme song with a whole bunch of Japanese imagery, and they came out dressed as Ken and Ryu, which was fire.
Fires.
They had the Young Bucks logo on the back and the Street Fighter lettering, which was dope. And then they had some random schmuck come out. I don't know who that was. Who that a-hole was.
CEO again.
And then the lights went out, and they showed the fucking Akuma Raging Demon finisher lettering in the background with the Akuma logo, which I think it stands for murder.
With the fires.
Death. And then lights came back on, and Kenny Omega was standing the Akuma pose over the dude that was on the ground, straight from Street Fighter.
Awesome as shit.
That shit was fire, man. And they had the announcer, the ring announcer, come back to the ring and go, "Round 1, fight!" That shit was fucking dope.
Awesome as shit.
And then the commentary pointed out, for everyone at home, we're only having one round. There's not going to be no round 2 and 3. There's only one fall. It would have been good if they had 2 out of 3 falls, but no.
That's hilarious.
They pointed that out, which is funny as shit, too, so. I think it was Excalibur that pointed that shit out. So props to him for being introspective.
For wearing a mask the whole time.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Mutual wrestling is life. Like, there's nothing bad to say about this match. This match was crazy. Whole bunch of crazy spots. Like dives, flips, fucking RKOs, cutters,
Yeah.
lucha bombs, flip bombs, crushers, destroyers, and like, I don't. Do you have anything to say about it before we finish it?
The outcome was not surprising.
No, outcome was not surprising. They're trying to make Kenny Omega seem like the man, and after losing to Chris Jericho, they need to do something to make him seem, and get his ass kicked by Jon Moxley. They need to do something to make him seem dope, because he is supposed to be the guy for that stable, the elite, like Triple H. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they had to do something to make him seem like a badass, and he hit his running bicycle knee, like flying knee kick, like 3 times. That shit is dope. On the B trigger, where he fucking slaps that. It's always cool.
Yeah.
I think the slap, whenever you slap your leg, it just makes the move stronger.
B trigger.
I think that's what it does. And he ended it with his actual finisher, which they keep promoting, the Fallen Angel, which is a move that no one's ever kicked out of.
Mm-hmm.
And it is way cooler than the RKO. So, RKO is stupid. I think the other wrestlers agree with me because throughout this whole night and the other AEW show,
Yeah.
multiple people used variations of the RKO, and none of them got a pin.
Okay.
They kept calling him just a cutter. Because it's just not an impressive move.
It's a flashing move. It's not a finisher, more or less. It shouldn't end a match.
Mm-mm.
It looks good. It's not gonna end a match.
It can be used in a lot of cool ways, but it's just like, it's not a finisher. It's a lazy person's move because this is my biggest complaint with the RKO. Every time an RKO looks cool, it's not because Randy Orton makes it look cool. It's because the person that's getting the RKO done on is doing some like crazy flip through the air, and then Randy Orton just is standing there and just falls on his back, and RKO out of nowhere.
Hey man, you gotta give some props to Randy for playing that shit off too. It's teamwork, man. It looks good.
I don't like it.
Looks good.
I don't like it. It looks good because the people doing the flips against Randy Orton are good wrestlers.
Hey. He's not a Randy Orton fan.
It's just, I've never been a fan of his. I hate the way WWE always promoted him. His gimmick, I don't like it. His song. My head voices in my head. Anyways, that match was amazing. If you did not watch it. We had the last match of the night conclude our episode of our Otter special. Off the Top Rope presents.
I wish I had an otter sound.
I don't even know what they make. Anyways, it was an unsanctioned match. They actually had the lights go out. And it was like the official end of the show. And then lights came back on. And Joey Janela came out. And then Jon Mox came out and they had their match. And I guess I looked up some of his clips afterwards of Joey Janela because they kept talking about how he's like a fucking maniac and he's insane and he says he doesn't care if he dies in the ring, and I guess his idol is Owen Hart and shit, like some crazy shit.
Weird.
And he just does some. They didn't actually say his idol's Owen Hart, but I mean, I've seen him. The clips I saw of him online are fucked up.
Yeah.
The straight the deathmatch stuff.
Yeesh.
Like that kind of stuff. And yeah, he's been wrestling since he was 15, I guess. He's a backyard wrestler. Remember backyard wrestling?
Yes, I do. I remember the video game too.
With Insane Clown Posse?
Oh, yeah.
This was a straight up classic WWE style hardcore match.
Mm-hmm.
Attitude Era. This was brutal. This was a death match. It wasn't like as extreme with the fluorescent light bulbs as I've seen him get, but this was like pretty brutal for a pay per view, a product that's going to be on televised TV.
Yeah.
Soon. It was pretty. It was rough, man.
It was brutal.
And some notable spots. They kept saying too, like they pulled out a whole bunch of tables. They pulled out a steel chair wrapped in barbed wire. They pulled out 2 boards with barbed wire stapled onto them. Because like, who's making these? Like, who finds the time to build these? They both pulled it out. Like, they both made the same thing. Like, did they talk to each other?
Man. Post-productions are awesome.
This shit was funny. They had some of the crazier shit. They had the steel chair. They fucking he powerbombed. What did he do? He suplexed him off the top rope. Jon Moxley suplexed Joe Janela onto the chair.
Even before that, he fucking put the chair on his chest and just
stomped on it, right?
Stomped on it.
Yeah, you're right.
That shit was crazy.
Then Joe Janela picked up the chair, fucking hit Jon Moxley over the back with that pretty hard, and just tossed it. He threw Jon Moxley through the barbed wire board in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
The tables don't even seem like that big of a deal anymore. But like Joe Janela did an elbow drop, one of my favorite moves. The elbow drop straight off the top. That was a good smack.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like that later for the other thing.
That shit spiked. This elbow drop off the top through Jon Moxley tables. Jon Moxley threw Joe Janela over the ropes onto his ass he landed hard onto his back, to his spine, onto the barbed wire board. But the coup de grace, the le resistance of the match was at the end of it. Jon Moxley pulled out a bag full of tacks.
Oh.
You didn't see this?
I saw him with a bag. I didn't get to see what was in it.
Pulled out a bag full of tacks. And so they're fighting by the tacks.
Shout out to Cactus Jack.
And so the next thing Jon Moxley did. Oh, before this too, I want to say that the crowd was chanting "You sick fuck" to both of them. But at one point, Jon Moxley went to the rope and took a bow. That shit was pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he likes it.
Hey man, good for him, dude.
He's having fun. You can tell he's really enjoying this shit now.
Yeah.
So after he pulled out the tacks, he took off Joey Janela's wrestling boots and his socks. He was barefoot. All right, talk about barefoot wrestling.
Oh God.
So he was barefoot now. So he kept trying to throw him in the tacks, and he got really close. There was one point he was actually he reversed it, Joey Janela, and he got off Jon Moxley's back, and he actually did step on the tacks. He didn't even care, and none of them must have pierced him, I guess. So he kept fighting it, but then Jon Moxley picked him up again, did one of those release suplex where they pick him up and just toss him forward.
Yeah.
And he landed on his side in the tacks.
Yeah.
And it's all over.
Yeah.
And so then he was trying to get up. And Jon Moxley picked him up again. It did a atomic drop. He put him barefoot, feet first, onto the tacks. Jeez. And he had all over his heels, man. He had tacks on both feet, just stuck into his feet, on his toes. It was disgusting, dude.
Holy crap.
On both feet, it was disgusting. He was pulling him out, it was bleeding everywhere.
Glad I didn't see that match.
Yikes. It wasn't he wasn't bleeding as much as Cody Rhodes was bleeding, but it was legit. There was blood.
Yeah, you can't fake that, man.
Coming out. So then he still didn't go down for the pin. And then John Moxley pulled out another bag of tacks, and I don't know, just to show him he's cooler than Joe, just to show him he's that much cooler than Joe Janela. He did his new finisher. I don't know what it's called. I think like a dead end or something. I don't remember. But he did it onto Joe Janela head first into the tacks, but he went on his back into the tacks. He did that to himself, and he got the pin. He won when he got up all over his lower back, dozens of tacks on his ass, through his pants, on his legs.
Jeez.
So many tacks.
So many tacks.
And he got up, and like you see the people in the front row just like, wow, just looking at that shit. It was gross because he had the barbed wire that was down across him too.
Yep.
And that wasn't the end of it either.
That shower's gonna suck.
So after all that punishment, torture, Kenny Omega came out to get his revenge on John Moxley. Like I said, he's supposed to be the main dude on the Elite.
The guy.
The guy.
The guy.
You can't just take someone attacking from behind, laying down.
No, you gotta wait a couple weeks.
You gotta wait till the next big show, to when it matters.
Yeah, that's right.
What everyone can see.
That's right.
And yeah, he laid into him. He fucked him up worse than John Moxley fucked him up at All In. He gave a beating on him. He hit him with the guitar, and it wasn't an acoustic guitar. It was an electric guitar.
Jeez.
Hit it on the back with that shit. Fucking. You heard that thing. That was loud, and he still had attacks all over him too. About the whole beatdown. Yeah, it was painful, and the referees kept calling for the bell the whole time, like that was gonna make him stop.
Yeah, because that's your minds go back to reality. Bill's next.
So then they finally made Kenny Omega leave, and the referees help John Moxley get up, and he's smiling the whole time. Then he looks at the referees and he punches one and kicks the other, pushes them off of him. And then Kenny Omega comes back and hits him with a trash can over the head, and then does his finisher, the double arm DDT, onto the trash can. And then that was the end of it. But after all that said and done, John Moxley was still smiling. And the rivalry continues for John Moxley and Kenny Omega going forward. We'll see what happens next. There's one more pay-per-view, Fight for the Fallen. That's going to be another kind of smaller pay-per-view like Fyter Fest.
Yep.
And then their big pay-per-view All Out. That's going to be a big deal. That's going to be probably even bigger than All In. That's the one that CM Punk says he's not going to show up at. It's not going to happen, and people that tell him that he should wrestle again are assholes. Quote by CM Punk. We'll see. We'll see what he does.
We'll see.
It's going to be in Chicago, Illinois. And it's going to be the last review before the show starts. And so far, I'm still super excited for everything AEW is putting out.
100% in.
All their YouTube products, their Road to, they just had their first Road to Fight for the Fallen come out the other day, the first episode. It's just, I feel like so much joy from watching it. I'm just so, I feel young again, you know?
Wrestling's back.
You know, it's just that feeling.
Wrestling's back.
I was listening to a interview where it was Dave Meltzer or one of those guys, Jim Cornette, was saying that a lot of the people that are watching AEW aren't they don't know where these audiences are coming from, because it's not it doesn't seem like they're moving over from Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor, and it's not like people that are leaving WWE going over there.
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is that these are all old WWE fans that have just been pissed off at WWE for so long that just stopped watching wrestling altogether, that finally see a new product that still like wrestling.
Yeah.
And now they're just coming back.
Yeah.
From that slumber, that hibernation.
I'm a testament to that.
Mm-hmm. They're coming back from the hibernation, and they're just falling in love with wrestling all over again.
No,
that's my theory.
I believe it to be true.
That's a Otter theory. And with that, everyone, I think this podcast is coming to a close. We're going to wrap up here. His time limit is it was an hour time limit. We're coming up on hour 5, hour 6. So we got some overtime minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Dr. Fumes.
I'm saying sunset, and this match has come to a close.
Yes. I am 8-0, 10-0 now.
Who are you going against?
I'm going against the world, man.
Oh.
I'm 10-0. My podcast is episode 10. I don't know. I don't think I've been counting the specials as episodes, have I? No, I have.
We'll get back to you on that.
We'll get back on that, guys. But I'm undefeated. Good night. We hope you enjoyed the show.